Hello and welcome back, my fellow Sophia Simps. I see you. I see you, Wanda. I see you in every picture, every video clip that's posted. I see you in the
I did not know he was gonna say that.
I see you, Simps, and I respect it. God
Yes.
bless. Welcome
We're two of them. We're two of them.
Yes, 7th episode of the Penguin Podcast on DC Studios Podcast. We are your hosts, Andy and Vanessa. Andy, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. Wow, I was just not perfect because I was like, okay, let's go Iceberg Loungers, and then like Sylvia Sabs. I love that. Yeah, no, I'm good. I was just telling Vanessa before we started. I cannot believe they were already at the end. I think it's because I'm used to when we watch network television, we will have like a couple episodes and a couple of weeks hiatuses. So, but now it's like, but I will say that I will take this format over all episodes all at once. I honestly, because we never really talked about it that much, but I think that's kind of why like Batman Cape Crusader didn't really, I love Cape Crusader. It's a good show. It's a really good show, but I was kind of like, I kind of would have loved to theorize a little bit week to week, and kind of have that what's like the water cooler discussion. So, hopefully season 2, when which we know it's happening, will follow that, because it's not everything needs to be Netflix, y'all. Like it really doesn't.
I agree. Yeah, I agree. There's a time and a place for like that. I think some things just like deserve to be like week to week. Some things just have the event or like event television. We should treat them like that. I think adopting the Netflix model has ruined a lot of potential. It's why so many people are like, I don't want to do Netflix. They're like, just want to do their own thing because Netflix is kind of stifling. I think it stifles creativity a little bit and ruins the way we all connect together. I want
Exactly.
see. I love seeing what people think when I've seen the episode already. We've talked about it by the time the episode airs, so I get to sit back and like see everyone's reactions roll in, and it's always so. And this is like my favorite thing. I don't do this for every show. I've only done this for House of Dragons and for Shogun in the past, like because I genuinely want to see what everyone thinks because I love it so much. Or I'm like so disappointed by something. I'm like, what is going on? Which is House of Dragons. Anyway, but yeah, this second season was so, oh my God. Anyway, but yeah, we have one bit of the news, I guess Andy wants to share.
Yeah. So this is just a funny little thing. This comes from the world of Twitter, because again, I just love that this is how like much people have embraced Penguin as part of like the fandom. So Vanessa doesn't know, has no idea, and this comes from a Twitter account. I'm not gonna say it because maybe that she has seen this. I'm not gonna say it until the afterwards. So we're just gonna watch it.
It's just the beginning. I know a lot more than people think. Revenge don't come easy. You're gonna do everything I say. Or else I'll murder you and anyone you care about.
Warfare. People underestimate you, but not me. I've always known you were capable of more.
We can tear down the fucking empire from the inside out. Bitch.
You know what I like most about you, Oz?
It's fine. I'm an acquired taste.
You killed Albert Falcone. He's untouchable.
You are so good at talking your way out of things.
Fuck apologizing. You wanna survive? You gotta adapt. This fucking close. Fuck you.
Fuck me! Fuck the goddamn world!
The Penguin. I'm gonna be Luke Kingpin and Gotham. What it takes.
Roger
This can wait. Now, if we pull this off, Beatty takes the fall.
my God.
We're one step closer to the top. Feel your heart beating?
If there's a rat, we'll find them.
It was you.
That's not true. I have been nothing but loyal to you!
Give me your fucking gun!
What do you say, Oz?
Let's dance.
So this comes from at Shui John on Twitter, who like they were quote tweeting something from the Hollywood Handle about an executive producer talking about like the insides of the new Pingu TV show, and this was just their response, and I'm just like, I don't care if Vanessa has like 10 news items to talk about today. Like we're making this part of the discussion. So for so for our audio listeners, we will include a link so you can watch the video yourself. But it is so because again, like I mean, who hasn't grown up on Pingu? But like, but like seeing Pingu with Colin Farrell's voice is the cutest thing I've seen in 2024. So well done, Shui John, for that. That was oh my god, it was so when I saw it first time. I'm like someone like I need to contact Warner Brothers Discovery publicity team and be like, you like I don't care what you have to do. I don't care what he's filming right now. You need to get Colin Farrell to watch this video. So it was oh my god, that was so funny. So episode 7.
Right. Yeah. So we are basically at the end, which is kind of wild. Like, I don't know. I've been anxious about how the show is going to stick the landing because it started so well. And as I just wrapped the finale episode earlier, I think it stuck the landing. I think the show is going to go down as one of the better shows that HBO has ever done. Shout out to, they did a really smart decision pulling this to just HBO and not like going straight to Max streaming. So very good. Top Hat is episode 7. We basically left the last episode on a cliffhanger, a terrifying cliffhanger. People were speculating that like she was gonna murder Vic or take Vic, and both of them, there was gonna be like a murder scene there. It was not. It was actually like the kind of anticlimactic, like. But well, before we get to that part, we do get a flashback, a wild flashback. The beginning of the episode starts with Oz's childhood, and this is an incredibly intense memory because we actually get to see Oz as a child. The little accent that he has is so adorable.
He's a very good actor. I didn't get a chance to catch the cast list, but like yeah, whoever is playing like little Oz, like he's crushing it.
Very, very good. Yeah, I actually think that I don't know how they do child castings and that anymore, but like I feel like they're just like nailing. Like I feel like kids are like, are kids better actors now? I don't know. I just am like,
I think you're right.
I feel like it's just maybe they'll go to school for it, like there's more training for it or something. But like I feel like kids are like so much better than they used to be at acting. But yeah, we get a flashback basically to Oz's life, his mom, his 2 brothers, Jack and Benny, which is ironically there's a restaurant in Columbus I used to go to called Jack and Benny's, but they're just random. But anyway, we find out Oz has like a really, really tight attachment to his mom. Is obsessed with this gangster Rex Calabrese or whatever. I don't know what, like it takes like very like the kid is obviously going through a lot. Something snaps in him and he ends up like killing his brothers. We find out he locks his brothers in underground tunnels and lets them drown because he wasn't able to follow. They were playing a game. He wasn't able to follow them down there. He got frustrated and then like killed them, which is wild. I feel like that's a wild reaction or like to that. And then like Oz lies to his mom and tells her like, they went to a movie and he just enjoys his time with her alone. What do you think of like the beginning of the episode and this establishing Oz as a person and his mom too?
Yeah, no, I was, because I know they had talked, when I talked to Craig Zobel, he had said, we were going to get more about, the family dynamic, but I didn't think he was going to go to this, these lengths. And also because because I just figured that the brothers were just, they got, I thought they always like got out of their lives and they got out of Gotham City and they were like, they didn't get stuck in the criminal underworld. And so seeing all this, like, and I don't. It's interesting because I keep debating. I'm like, well, like, did he intend to murder him, or did he just like intend to like just close the the door and just be like you guys figure it out. Like I don't know if like he.
Yes, he did. He kept looking back at the rain, and like he
Oh,
knew that like
good
what was
catch.
gonna happen. Like he knew it was gonna happen, and like because for a second I was like maybe he just doesn't understand like the weight of what he's doing, but like he lied to her, and he was like looking at the rain. He saw how much rain there was. Like the news reports about like the amount of rain and the fact that at point in time was she kept like her worry was increasing. She was worried. Like there was any point in time he could have just been like, I was just playing around. I locked him down there. They could have saved, but he did it on purpose. There was so many opportunities where he could have just let his mom know. But he definitely did it on purpose. And I wish we would have gotten a little bit more context of his relationship with his brothers, because like genuine, and maybe this is just like there is no context. He's just a little psychopath, and he's just obsessed with his mom, and this is why he did that. But I just feel like that's a crazy thing to do to your siblings. You know what I mean? I wish I didn't. There's like no like there's really no hint that they were bullying him or anything. He just seemed to be left. He seemed to have had an issue with constantly being left out of the kind of horseplay that they are able to do because he couldn't because of his disability. So I think like that's why I was like, maybe he just like snapped and was like, I'm over it. I'm tired of sharing my mom and decided to have this opportunity to do it. So I don't know. That was so interesting to me because it shows like he's been murdered. He's a murderer. Like he's been killing a child. Yeah.
I would be interested to really see if because I know there's like these YouTubers like psychologists who do like stuff on YouTube who like sometimes analyze television shows. I would love for some of them to like sit down and watch the episode and be like, what could possibly have happened here? Because again, it's very little context. You're getting it's very deep flashbacks definitely, but like if if you're taking in the context of the whole season, this is all we've got. Like we haven't really gotten that much to work with. So, I wonder, like, again, again, we know Oz is a villain, but then it goes back into the whole, like, are you born evil or are you shaped into evil? And like, and that's why I'm wondering. I think Vanessa is maybe on point that he did snap finally, and just like like fuck you guys. I'm tired that I'm like the joke of the family, that I'm tired, that I'm like I can never keep up with you guys, and that you guys never take me into consideration and stuff. So yeah, it's again, I mean, I was just like appalled by the acting of that little kid, because I'm like, that's a that's a very dark character for again, because I think he was supposed to. I think the character Oz in the flashback was supposed to be like what, like 9, 10 years old, and so like they probably got like an 11 or 12-year-old to do, and I'm just kind of like that's, you know, again, I mean that's very dark stuff to work with. So,
Yeah.
but yeah, and it was interesting meeting Rex finally, because I didn't know he was actually like a minor comic book character from the Batman comics. So I was like, okay, like this is funny. This is fun seeing like these corners they're going into, and kind of like just seeing like how Oz was just like in awe of him, of like, oh my god, like this is the coolest dude on the block.
Yeah, and he talked about this is the same guy he talked about Alberto to in the first episode, and he was like, oh, this is the kind of like thing you want, and he was talking like the gangster waving his hands down the street or whatever, like that's who he was talking about, that's who he's always emulated and wanted, and Alberto like mocked that, and he like reacted in anger. So this is I guess that is the context. Oz is always reacting. If there's any perceived sign of disrespect, he will snap. Like that seems like just a character trait in him that's happened since he was a kid, and I think that's interesting. But yeah, so we get to like back to present day. Oz gets back home after his victorious gang leader union, and he
Comrade Cobb.
Comrade Cobb he comes home to find Vic knocked out, not dead or anything, or butchered or whatever everyone was freaking out about.
I was having such a panic attack. I'm like, so help me God, so help me God. If like this is they wait till like the 7th episode to kill him. I will be like, Matt Reeves, like we gotta have a talk. We gotta get out on the streets, have a discussion.
But
yeah, no, I was.
So, just real like Sophia took his mom, and that's after Vic leaves, we kind of just don't see him for the rest of the episode, which is so funny.
Like I'm just like,
where did he go? He just disappeared, and like I didn't really realize until the beginning of the next episode. I was like, oh, where the fuck have you been? Anyway, sorry. Yeah, he's not been. Yeah, we all know. Like, if you watch this episode, you know he was not seen for the rest of this episode.
Yeah. He like I'm just like thinking like was there a deleted scene maybe? That says like why did he? Again, I really want to see like the Blu-ray correction for this of like.
I feel like there was some stuff definitely cut out like that we definitely filmed. Like I can like the one thing where I wish we could have seen his plan with Alberto in the car. Like I feel like a lot of Vic stuff got cut. Like so much, and you can tell in this episode, like so much of Vic stuff got cut out. But anyway, maybe it didn't.
That's probably my only criticism of this season is that there is some weird editing going on here. Because I'm like, because I'm always thinking like, well, if you're on HBO, and you get like a full hour, don't you essentially just use the whole script that you're shooting with? And I'm guessing not. So I'm really curious about.
Sometimes people overshoot or do like there's like extra stuff that can't make the episode cut. Like that happens a lot. You write so much more than you can actually, or so much more than actually makes the actual edit. You actually write more than you film, and then you film more than you can actually fit in the edit. That tends to happen, I think, a lot.
That's fair. Yeah, I know
it happens enough. But it's just when you transmuting like one piece of media to another, things tend to fall off. But anyway, that's interesting. I'm curious as to like if there was more that we were supposed to get out of Vic this episode. But regardless, I understand why there's a lot going on in this episode. But it was only like 46 minutes, and the next episode is like 68 minutes, which is crazy.
Yeah.
So
she's not joking. It's a long episode.
Very long episode. Yeah. It's which is like it does not feel long at all. It's good. But Sal comes in, beats the shit out of Oz with a fucking crow or a golf club, not a crowbar. They're talking about family, he's like, you got my family. Like honestly, Oz deserved this because he literally lit his family on fire. So that was deserved. Sophia and Francis are just like having a conversation, a really intense conversation. Francis, this is the type of shit that we were talking about the last episode. When I said that the conversation between Eve and Sophia, I don't know if we would have gotten if it was like a male showrunner. This is another example of this. This conversation between Francis and Sophia, and I can see your face. I know you have some issues with what Julian did in this episode, and we will get to that. And I will let you. I'm not even going to comment. I'm going to let you fly. I'll respond to you. I will say that the scenes between Francis and Sophia, excellent. This is the type of shit that I love. This is like Lauren LaFranc does such a good job of creating these really real and antagonistic dynamic conversations between two women, especially on two opposite sides of things. Francis is giving Sophie just like, fuck you, bitch. Like you ain't got, my son's gonna beat your ass. Like whatever. She fucking slaps Sophia. Like she doesn't give a fuck. I appreciate this conversation. And like, that's where Sophia actually kind of understands who the fuck she's fucking with. You know what I mean? So I think that's really, it was a really smart conversation. Unfortunately, we have something going on in that scene. I'm gonna skip to that because I have a chunk of stuff here, but we can get to that. Back to that I want you to talk about. He's conducting this sort of hypnotherapy via lights. What were your thoughts on the conversation with Francis and Sophia, and then you can lead into Julian?
Yeah, no, I mean, again, these two actors are just, they're powerhouses. So, I was just like, I could have taken 60 minutes of just them talking, like, because they're learning so much about each other. And it's like every time Sophia thinks she has an up on Francis backs up and does something to Sophia. Then Francis thinks she has something on Sophia. Then Sophia backs something up. And I'm just kind of like, again, I know listen, I'm a good old sucker for cat fights, but like this was like a good verbal cat fight. That I was like,
It's like calling
Yeah.
it fight. It's an old
Yeah,
school
yeah.
term.
Yeah. No, like I'm just like, no, because I mean, again, because I know people will be like, like, oh, you shouldn't champion for seeing women on fighting each other. I'm like, but it's fun, and they do it so much better than us males because we fight, we just fight with our fists. We don't really know how to talk to each other. So yeah, it's really good, and I love that Sophia is like, you know, there's like subtle hints in Kristen's performance where you can kind of tell like, oh, Sophia is like getting and I don't want to say scared. What's the difference? But like she's getting affected.
Mhm.
Yeah, she's getting affected by what Francis is saying, and I'm just kind of like, because at the end of the day, let's think about it. Who is Francis? You know, she does not have mobsters around her. She does not have an
Right.
army. She is not rich. Her mind is, sadly going, and so. But yet, this one woman is able to get into Sophia's skin so
Mhm.
fast and so like impressively that I'm like, yeah, like fuck. If we had a bonus episode for this season, like just give me 6 minutes of these two just like, you know, outsassing each other basically. Let's yeah, and then there's the man bitch that is Julian. I just because that's mental health is for all of us is very important. So when I see like in any TV shows or movies, but like this tends to happen more in TV shows, typically than movies. I feel like when people in the medical profession are abusing their power on, especially on like people who have dementia, who are more vulnerable and whatnot. I'm just like, I haven't wanted Robert Pattinson to show up all season, but that was the one time where I'm like, can you just fucking like break this dude's neck? I am so sick of this creep. The red lights, like, I'm wondering like what the red is supposed to mean, like why she's falling into this trance
It's just
and
it's part of hypnotherapy. It can it's like light therapy. It's a little bit like Rainbow Raider and Flash how he uses like lights to like
uh
it's like that's basically it is based in like pseudoscience. I don't know how accurate it is in like real life people do that. They use like light therapy. I just don't know how accurate it is in like solving things like hypnotherapy and being able to like do that. All the stuff that TV says it can do, but there is like they do that somewhat. There is somewhat.
yeah. Yeah, no, but again, I hate him. I mean, again, we were supposed to hate him, so the actor's obviously doing his job, but I'm just kind of like, you know, again, there's already, again, but this is a show all about villains. There is no hero in this story, but I'm like, so that's why, I enjoy watching it, but like with him, I'm just like, I genuinely hate you because like you've been abusive and abusing your power since the very beginning, and you're now doing, and again, it's like, you're a psychologist at Arkham. You're not at Arkham right now. You're using your medical expertise and your training for all the wrong reason. And especially when you're doing to the elderly, I just get
Mm-hmm.
like, I think I was like cussing at my computer screen so many times watching this episode because of him. That I'm just like couldn't Riddler have just killed him? Out of all the people that he killed in the first movie, couldn't he just taken this bitch out and we would have been fine? What did you think?
I did not feel as strongly as you do about this. I don't like him as a character. I mean, I think it's a violation of all ethics, but he's our villain. So I'm just like, yeah, this is kind of par for the course. I had a feeling once they pulled him out, they made him a character, they were going to use his ability, like his whatever, for some reason. And like, I think it's an interesting way to utilize and connect these characters. But yeah, it is gross to use mental like health and like this type of thing to like, I don't know, make it. I guess it's over sensationalize it, but I'm also like, this is Gotham, so people are. I'm just glad there's like no sexual assault. Like, to be honest, like that. That's like where I'm like, oh God, can we just have something without the sexual assault? So that's one thing for me. I'm just like, as long as we keep it from that, I'm okay.
We're not House of the Dragon.
But yeah, so yeah, speaking of Julian, he tells Sophia that Gia wants to talk to the cops. So we have this whole conversation with Sophia and Gia, and I think that's interesting because there's parallels here. When Sophia sees Gia, she sees that she's also self-harming, which Sophia's been dealing with all season.
Yeah.
I think that really hits her, especially at the conversation that she had with Francis, where Francis was like, "You're just doing everything that Oz expects you to," and then she sees Gia and sees these scars and is like, "I did the same thing, or I'm doing, yeah, basically the same thing to her that my dad did to me." And I think that started unraveling for her, which I think, which definitely leads to why she made the decision she did in this episode, where she was originally going to trade Frances, Oz's mom, for Sal, because she just realized, or for like the whole operation, because now Oz told her like, "Hey, oh wait, I missed this whole part." Oz and Sal comes into the underground. He's like, "I'm taking this over," but he doesn't. Him and Oz get into a fight. Oz doesn't actually win the fight. Sal has a fucking heart attack. This old man.
I felt so bad for laughing. I felt so bad for laughing.
But he's like, your old ass should have been in a retirement home. Why are you fighting people in an underground bunker? Like, this is crazy. This is how much Sal. This is why Sal and Carmine are so different, because Sal will still get in the mud and fight and like I'll fight over what's mine. Sal will be like, "Nah, I got people for that." Like, but this is also where the disadvantage is. Like, Sal could have just not done that, and he might still be alive. And so anyway, Oz is pissed because he didn't get to kill him, so he shoots his body and then he lies and says he did kill him.
I was so petty. I'm like, oh my god, like, like, the man is already dead. You had to put bullets in him, like.
He wanted to prove that he killed him. He's so pissed. This is the Oz. Oz is petty. Oz is petty, and so he calls Sophia right after she's dealing with the Gia thing, and there's a trade offered Mom for the entire operation, which is, we all know, is a trap. What do you think about the Gia thing and the Sal dying thing?
The Gia scene, like, it was so sad seeing that she was self-harming herself too, and that's kind of when Sophia like kind of snaps out of like like the game she's playing with everyone. She's kind of thinking like, oh my god, like now I'm seeing innocent people getting hurt, and that's why that's what makes Sophia not a full-on villain. So yeah, because I mean, when she gets out of the room, she's heartbroken. She's like sobbing and like shaking, and we don't really we've only seen like Sophia really affected like this a few times this season. So I am definitely curious like who's gonna adopt Gia, like where she's gonna end up.
Batman. I'm just kidding. That's the first Robin.
That in any other universe, Batman would have absolutely done that, because he is so like, fuck. Remember when we watched Titan?
He's a Spidey sensations for any time an orphan gets made in Gotham.
Yeah, like fuck, like when the Titan season 3 did Jason Todd's death, and Dick finds his computer. He's like, "What the fuck is that?" He's like, "Do you want to be Robin again?" And he's like, "Fuck no." Sal died of a heart attack. I cannot believe I was laughing because I'm like, wait a minute. I mean, this makes sense, but I didn't think the way he would die on the show would actually make sense. I thought it would be like something like bananas, but I'm like, oh wow, they did this. They really went there. So well done, Matt Reeves and Laura Frank, for being like, yeah, this man is old. This man is old. If he decides to get involved, he is gonna die. Vanessa was right. He should have just stayed at a retirement home, or because it's funny because I showed my parents today actually like a few scenes from Penguin, because they love seeing like Persian stuff in the things I'm watching, and like they were not impressed by his cooking, because they're like, there's supposed to be rice part of that, and they're saying that that he's learning from his wife's recipe, then they're doing this wrong because there's no rice. And like they were like they were actually they said to them like, listen, like, Mom, I'm not defending them, but we have to think of the context. This man just got out of prison, and because they never saw the Batman, they didn't realize that the city's been flooded and that everyone is like struggling right now. So I'm like Mom, Dad, he just got out of prison. He just worked with whatever they had, and like they had like free bites, and then they started like arguing about Taj and whatever. So they were like, okay, but they were like, Oh no, right? My mom was like really. My mom was really annoying, but
I
yeah,
get it. I get it. Something's inaccurately portrayed of my culture. I'd be like, what the fuck?
yeah. That was like that was easier to convince. Like he was kind of like, okay, yeah, you know what, like maybe that's. And I also told him like Dad, yeah, and I'm like, Dad, he's also Italian. Like maybe this is like they don't prefer rice
Right,
as much.
exactly. He's not gonna get it correct all the time.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but
Anyway.
him dying from a heart attack, I'm like, I'm sorry, but like, there's only been a few times this season I've laughed. This had me like hysterically laughing because I'm like, this is so stupid, but it's so stupid it makes sense.
Yeah,
And
I agree.
yeah, Oz is who's pettier, Vanessa, Eobard Fawn or Oz?
Oh, Eobard Thawne for sure. Still the pettiest. I don't think anyone matches that petty, but Penguin's pretty fucking petty. He's just like
Yeah.
violently petty. But I think it's so fun to just like this. So much has gone on in this episode. Like Sophia and Oz trying to outsmart each other, and they keep trying to literally get one up on each other. This whole episode, they keep like trying to outsmart each other, and Sophia realizes she's just playing Oz's game. And he's having fun. He's like, yeah, let's fucking do it, whatever. Until his mom gets taken. And he's like, all right, I'm done. And so he's like, take the fucking drugs. I want my mom back. And she's like, you know what? I don't want the fucking drugs. She plays literally plays the most ridiculous card. She drives down. There's a little driver down there. He thinks it's his mom in the car, probably. We still don't know where fucking Vic is. So my thing is like, where is Vic in here? Is this his mom? Did not expect. I did have like maybe a glint, like maybe it's like a bomb or something. But I was like, that seems silly. What? But and then it was a bomb. He didn't warn nobody. He fled just like he did with his brothers. Do you see? Do you see? He literally fled down the stairs. Well, he couldn't make it when he was a kid, which led him killing his brothers. But then he went out. He literally fled down there anyway. Water, fire. The parallels. It's so good. And also, I wrote it in my notes because I have to say it where the fuck is Batman? At this point, there's a second explosion. Where is Batman? I know he's not going to show up.
I'm over the side. I thought we were doing over the silence.
No, he's not going to show up. But at this point, what is going on? Like, is he injured? Like, is he just recovering? Like, what is going on? Where is Batman? There's a second explosion in the city that completely levels Crown Point. Bliss, the whole operation's gone. Oz's whole operation he's been building this entire fucking episode or entire fucking season gone. All his men gone. It's over. Like, and then there's another flashback I think right here. Yeah. Oh. We talked about this. This is going to be a recurring thing. I want people to realize this memory that we have another flashback to Oz's childhood when his mom takes him out. I don't know if you remember, but he talked about this scene, this memory with Sophia at Alberto's funeral. Like, let's dance. That it's all tied together. This is a core memory for Oz. That conversation shapes the man that he becomes. She tells him, don't disappoint me, do this for me. Like, she has constantly given him this like complex of not disappointing her, and he wants to please her so bad. And so it really, really, really like shows like who he is. And then we get, him walking through the streets, kind of reminding me of like aftermath of like 9/11. It was really, really, really dark. And then he gets knocked out and taken by Sophia's little druggy cop guy. So yeah, that's the end of the episode. Another fantastic fucking episode. What did you think of the end of that? Sophia just flipping the table and just doing her own thing. And what did you think of the episode overall?
I mean, some days you just can't get rid of a bomb. You just can't get rid of a bomb, Vanessa. In the great words of Adam West, Wait, you really like it didn't register with?
No, because Batman's not that's a bit of a stretch.
No, but again, Oz could, he just couldn't get rid of a bomb, and his empire is now gone. So, yeah, I really, it's gonna be really interesting to see like what the Batman Part 2, explain where Bruce has been, because either either he went after Selena, and they're fucking like really like good right now. That's why he's not even bothering about Gotham.
Literally not in the city.
No, but like, maybe he ran. Maybe he ran after her. Maybe he could be a romantic in his own like twisted way, or he's
Okay.
taking care of Alfred because remember Alfred is still in the hospital. He was injured,
Yes.
or Bruce is just really dumb.
I mean, this is year 1, year 2. Maybe he's at capacity. He's trying to help people. Like, still a lot of crime going on.
But he got at least like have like a news segment somewhere like where we hear about oh the vigilante has done
I
something like this,
know.
like we need some like again like I don't need to see him. I don't need to see him. It's funny. I don't need to see Rob Reiner on the show. I just need him to say like go through like a Gotham Gazette newspaper and the Batman strikes balance and Bloodhaven or something like just something. Just tell us something. Like it's not gonna spoil the whole movie. Like just tell us like what is he do? Because if you say that this has just been 1 week since the movie ended, then okay, I get it. I get it. He's gonna be busy, but just tell us, like we're smart as an audience. So, yeah, I really want to know like how he's like. I mean, this could just be another way of like like how Superman would always neglect Suicide Slum, Metropolis. This is kind of like maybe what Batman does to this part of Gotham City.
Yeah.
So but yeah, but it's a valid and it's a concerning plot hole as well. that I'm hoping that we will again I gotta rewatch episode 8. We will see if we have any references. But yeah, like again, like I never needed to see Batman on the show. I never needed to see Batman on the show. I just give us a reference like this is your own property. Like you can say Batman, you can have Easter eggs. It's perfectly fine. So but no, again, a really good episode. I'm glad again like we're on this weekly format, and I cannot wait for people to as we all get to say goodbye to the show, because again we will. I don't know if we will get a season 2. It all
I don't think that was ever the plan. I think it's just.
well, okay, they always say that they're like, oh, it's a limited event
fair,
series.
but right now, officially, I do not believe that it's happening again.
Yeah,
See.
we can have other spin-offs and stuff. We can do Catwoman or Arkham
I
or
mean, that's what I prefer. I prefer like more like a Two-Face or a Scarface, Two-Face or Scarecrow or Poison Ivy. Like I would like this exact format, but just
I want Scarecrow. I want a Scarecrow show. Like,
every season is just like a different like villain. That would be cool. Anyway, yeah. What did you think of the you were starting to say you're like
overall a really good episode. Again, it's hard. Like again, I think the only issue that I'm seeing with this season is just the editing a little bit. Where some there are some gaps where I'm just kind of like, but what happened? It's either that or a weird ass wig on Mark Strong.
Yeah, that I don't even. That's fair. Give me a laugh. I think some of the laughs we needed for this very heavy season, and it's only going to get heavier. Oh my god, this episode was fantastic. It took some twists and turns that I genuinely wasn't expecting. My biggest question was like, where the fuck was Vic the whole time? At this point, where's Batman? Like, I know he must be overwhelmed, but I am questioning because it is his city. So like, I'm not like, I need him. I don't need like red boots on the ground, like flash flat. Like, I don't need that. But I do feel, I agree with Andy. I think just like in the background when characters are talking, we see a television. Like it wasn't like we didn't see news segments throughout this entire series. Like in the background, we heard people on the radio. They were like, they used that as a tool for exposition, giving us exposition about the Hangman getting let out of Arkham, what's going on in the Crown Point and like Riddler aftermath, all that stuff. Like we got pieces and bits of that. We could have gotten that same thing, just one or two where it's like the Bat was seen in wherever, somewhere, not in Gotham. Why isn't he? Or like we could have had a newspaper that said, where is the Bat? Like we haven't seen the bats and explosions. Like it could have been anything, but it just feels like they were like, we're not going to have Batman at all. And they didn't have any explanation for it. And they're like, and you'll just deal with it. So yes, we will see in episode 8 to see if that actually holds. I will not be saying either way because I know people are insane and I don't want WB to kill me. I love this episode. I thought it was great. I wanted more Vic, and like I said in my review, Vic is the heart of the show, and I stand by that, and I stand by that especially now and later on. So yeah.
I got so afraid like when she like when like, you like entered the camera. I'm like, wait, what? Is
Now
this
later.
true?
I love him. But no, I'm I'm so excited to talk about next episode. So we're just end it here. And yeah, visit multiverseofcolor.com for all of our episodes, all the last episodes. I think there's like other podcasts going on. Supergirl Radio, I think, is still chugging along. So definitely check out their new episodes. Check out our past episodes. You can follow us on all our social media at Multiverse of Color and at DC Studio Podcast on Twitter, at the Multiverse of Color on Instagram /threads, at DC Studio Podcast and Multiverse of Color on Facebook. All of our interviews and shorts are on our YouTube channel at Multiverse of Color. Go to Megan Thee Stallion's Instagram page.
Yes.
Because she dressed up as the comics accurate new Teen Titans Starfire. The hair, the outfit, everything. You do not understand how loud I screamed because my two favorite beings collided here. So I'm using this time to promote her Instagram. Please go fucking like
No, please go do like it looks so good. And I'm like, James Gunn, I think
so comics accurate, and her skin looks really good. Like it just everything looks amazing. She's so tall, and like Starfire's so damn tall. It's just epic. So yeah, subscribe to our feed. Keep an eye on for our channel. We're gonna be obviously reviewing episode 8, and we would love to hear your reactions. Add us on anything. Email us at the DC Studios Podcast at gmail.com. Yeah. Before we go, where can our listeners find you on social media, my fellow Sophia Simp?
Yes. When I'm not when I'm not busy simping for Sofia Gigante, who she can step on me if she ever needs to. I would pay taxes. I would pay taxes to her. Also because like I think she would glare at me if I didn't. So you can find me at Andrew Biden on all social media. I write. I'm a senior writer for ScreenRant.com. I do lots of news coverage for superhero stuff and do a lot of interviews. If you're an Arrowverse fan, we just went live with my Alex Garvin interview, who plays Superboy on Superman Lois in the final season of Superman Lois, and then the CW will no longer be relevant. Y'all were thinking it too, trust me. And yeah, I'm the editor of Multiverse of Color, where me, Vanessa, and everyone. We're just lots of interviews out on the website from Lady Jadavia, from Jules, and so on. So lots of good stuff. And yeah, I stream on Twitch, Kick, and YouTube. I mean, I try to play good, but yeah, if you want to see me just attempt at just Counter-Strike, Call of Duty, whatever, I'm there. But now let me ask this beast where you can find Vanessa Shork on social media. I can't do Alyssa Edwards.
I love it. You Alyssa Edwards, your best Alyssa.
The lip, like it actually hurts my lip doing beast.
You can find me at Vanessa Shark on everything, Twitter, Instagram, I don't know, TikTok, whatever. I don't really do anything on anything really anymore because I'm either working
social media is draining.
I know Twitter's so bad now. Like everything is just bots, like paid accounts. It's so weird. I hate how ruined Twitter is. So whatever. I've been trying to use Threads more, so you can find me there at Vanessa Shark. So I'm trying to use that more. Follow me and like talk to me. I know no one's on there. It's dead. So this is like an opportunity for us to get this shit up. And there's no bots. There's literally no ads. There are no ads on this website. It's just like literally it's pure. Let's just get off Twitter. Anyway, yeah. Until the finale, my sweet Andy.
Yes, my sweet Vanessa next Sunday. 9 p.m. on HBO, guys. For all the Iceberg Loungers, all the Sophia Sims, and all the Pingus out there. We're gonna. We will never. I'm praying that Ivy never sees advantage. whenever she
gets, which is older.
This was I'm gonna tell my child this was Penguin.
Exactly. Yes, exactly. All right, y'all. Until next time. Bye-bye.
Bye.